Alright, so we're doing the exam review. Alright, we'll start with number 1. Question says find P to R, or I'm sorry, P to S. Tells us P to R, going to do it in blue. So I went ahead and P to R, I went ahead and wrote 18.8. R to S says 13.7. Go to R to S is 13.7. We got that in pink. Again, here P to S is from here to here. We're looking for the whole thing. Add those two together. After we add those two together, we end up with that great 32.5 answer there. Alright, question 2. Question 2, we're given 2 endpoints. Those are the big key there. Given the 2 endpoints, I'm just using the midpoint formula. There's your midpoint formula for those of you who want to write it down. Alright, bear with me. Let me try to zoom in here. So therefore, if you need it, there it is. X1 plus X2 divided by 2. Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. Notice a couple things I went ahead and did. I got X1 and Y1. That's supposed to be an X. It looks like a Y, but it's supposed to be X2 and Y2. Y'all know how my handwriting is, so y'all will be alright. After you plug those 2 points in, let's see if we can zoom back full there. Awesome. After we plug those 2 points in, alright, we've almost finished up number 2. After we plug those 2 points in, we end up getting A. So go through and make sure you can get that. Alright, on number 3, find the length of the segment of D to K. It gives you point D and point K. You could go through and write these down and draw them on your picture. Main easiest thing is right here with the distance formula. Don't mess up. We got X2 minus X1. See, I almost even messed up with that. I almost put plus. The plus is in the middle, so we got X2 minus X1 squared plus Y2 minus Y1. Let me go ahead and zoom in on that for you to make sure you can see it. Let's see. Alright, X2 minus X1 squared plus Y2 minus Y1 squared. Don't forget to do the square root of that. Pause at any point in time in the video if you need to pause and write something down, anything like that. Alright, after we plug that in, we ended up going back. We get A, that square root of 34. Alright, moving on to number 4. GK bisects that angle, so let's see if we can make it a little smaller. This angle here, that blue line bisects those 2 angles. Remember, bisects means it cuts it in half, making these 2 equal. Okay, so I went ahead and wrote those 2 numbers in, wrote them in there. I set them equal. All right. After I set them equal, go through, solve for V. Okay, after I solve for V, I'm not done. Make sure you go back, see what it was asking you to find. It says find FGK. Alright, so I went ahead and plugged 11 back into the original problem there. Alright, after I plugged 11 times 3 minus 4, we ended up finding that the answer was D for number 4. Remember to find that answer. There always is. See how that 11's in there? It wants to trick you. Don't let it. Go back in, make sure you're answering the questions you want. Alright, looking at number 5. Number 5 says find angle W. I even noticed how I wrote, it's kind of scribbled through it. Make sure you find W. I'm sorry, Y. Thank you, Ms. Dell. Finding Y. I went ahead and drew. It says it's complement. That means complementary. It means that 90-degree mark. So I got 2 angles. It says measurement of Y is 6 more than 3 times its complement. So I got X. I got 3 times plus 6. Move my ladybug there. Went and just solved this. Add those 2 together. 3x plus 6 plus x is 4x plus 6 equals that complementary of 90 degrees. You can go through and solve that. X ends up being 21. Alright, remember, look, see how I even got 21 underlined. That's X. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for angle Y. Alright, so it says Y is 6 more than 3 times. So I went ahead and plugged it back in here, plugged that 21 back in, and ended up getting 69. Alright, moving on to question 6. We're given this big picture. We got KJ and KL are opposite rays, so that they're just pretty much stating that that's a straight line, J to K and K to L. It says angle 1 and 2 are congruent, 1 and 2, and KM bisects angle NKL. So MK here bisects these two, making 3 and 4 congruent. So 1 and 2 are equal, 3 and 4 are equal. Alright, if we look at 6, it says if JKN is this, let's see, JKN. So both of these are the 8x plus 2. I wrote it in, I drew two arrows. Alright, we got MKL. We find MKL, so angle 4 is the 3x plus 5. We're asked what is MKN. So we're asking to find angle 3. We're given 1 and 2 put together and 4. Alright, so what I did is right here. We know 1 and 2. That's this right here. We got 8x plus 2. Alright, and we know the 3x plus 5. Alright, and I went ahead, since I know angle 4 is 3x plus 5, I know angle 3 is 3x plus 5. I went ahead and wrote that there. If I add all of those together, 1, 2, 3, and 4, I equal that straight line of 180 right here. Add 8x, 3x, and 3x again gives me 14x. We added 2, 5, and 5, and we get 12. Go through, solve down, found that x equals 12. Okay? Again, they have 12. Not the right answer. Don't let that trip you up. Alright, so what are we looking for? We're saying, what is MKN? So that's angle 3. So I'm going to take my 12, plug it back in for the 4. So 12 times 3 plus 5, whatever that is, it's going to be angle 3 as well. And it ends up being 41. Alright, question 7. Almost the same type of question. LKN, so if we look at LK and N here, we got 6W minus 10. Remember, that's both of those put together. That's why I kind of got that there. We got JK and P. So JKP, this time it's just the 2W plus 5. So almost the same question, they just flip-flop, which they won't. They actually want to know what W is this time. So remember, if this one's 2W plus 5, this one here is 2W plus 5 as well. So that's why I got it written twice, 2W plus 5 and 2W plus 5. Look, I even messed up somewhere along the lines there. So I added the 6W minus 10, 2W plus 5, and a 2W plus 5. Now if I added 6W, 2W, and 2W, that's 10W. If you add together, let's do a different color here, we'll get creative. We got negative 10, plus 5, and plus 5. We're adding like terms. Those end up canceling. So I even kind of, after I messed up, went through and canceled those. So I got 10W equals 180. 10W equals 180. Divide by 10 on both sides. We end up finding W was 18.